last one all the way down there. That's where the timer will be, like the 1 second timer.
Yeah.
So now we'll go 8 again. And then we'll start with our wool. I'll try to explain on the floor how this works a little bit better. The memory.
Okay.
So I'll bring this over. So I don't do much redstone stuff on my channel though because a lot of people don't ask for it.
I think they're going to start asking for it.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to ask for it. All right.
I missed your redstone minute thing.
I miss it too, but there's only so much that you can do. I can't really think of a lot of other things. I mean,
Especially in a minute. I mean, there's always explaining stuff, and there's always a better way to explain it than anyone has explained it before. You just
Yeah.
have to find the right person.
yeah,
But it's such a task to figure out stuff, like to explain and not to like show examples of.
true. Well, my task in that was how to make something work in almost under a minute.
Right.
I mean, I would sit there in that building contest with myself and try to beat my own, time before when I could get it down to a minute. It was crazy.
Yeah. It's just like crazy fast. So,
Yeah, the one series that I really liked was Redstone from L to Z, but Zakaro, he's in school and he's got a lot going on with sports and school, and unfortunately I can't do that series because he's gone.
hmm
So I would love to continue that series on Machinima because it was really popular and everybody really liked it. And it was really a new way to bring Redstone to people was through that series.
yeah. And especially on something as big as Machinima, I mean,
Yeah.
it explains to people. So we got to start laying in our repeaters here
Okay.
on the back side. And this is very important. We need the pink wool and the blue wool controlled pistons to go at different times. So if they
Okay.
go at the same time, nothing will happen, or it'll get jammed, or start spitting them out.
Okay.
And for the sake of just, if you do have a problem or something with the server or something in the game goes wrong, I put an obsidian on the back just so it doesn't start spitting out information.
So, question for you. How long did it take you to figure this out? Like, did you sit there one day and just go, I'm going to make a clock? And you really just sat down and did it?
I always thought it was a really, really cool idea just to have a clock that just to tell you. It's totally not efficient or it's just not help. I mean, what's the word? When you don't need it, but it looks cool.
Oh, you mean something that's not like really needed,
Yeah,
useful, or I don't know, has a purpose. I don't know. I think it does have a purpose, honestly,
it
to
has a
be able
purpose,
to
yeah.
to be able to like come in here and go, oh look, this is the time. It's almost daytime. I mean, obviously you can look outside, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
just cool to
cool
have.
to have it. Like, hey, I got a big clock in my house. What do you have? You know,
hmm
I have a small watch that you make in a crafting bench.
Yeah, like uh, that word's gonna bug me until like I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and remember the word. That's gonna bug me for so long.
Not
All right.
necessary. I mean, what do you?
There's a certain word I can't remember it. But it's not the most needed thing to do with the job,
Okay.
basically. That's the gist of it.
Okay.
So now we got that lined up. We'll pull out. I'm gonna show on the floor how to do or what the memory looks like.
Okay.
So you can use one of. Here, we'll come outside. That way, I have more space. All right. So the 8 blocks is for the display. You only need 7 for the display and 1 to tell the next line what to do. So we'll go 8. So let's put we need 1 glass. There's always a glass on this side over here. And this glass it cycles around and tells the next memory cell to change when there is a non-transparent block there.
Okay.
So that is how that works. And that's 8. And now this is a blank memory cell, or memory line.
Okay.
And what you do is you have charges coming from behind it. Oops. You have charges coming from behind, and they're all powered up.
Yep.
And
And they're firing through the blocks.
they're firing through the blocks, and they carry on if it's wool.
Yep.
But if it's glass, like here, we'll show you here. we got these two examples. If it's wool, it carries on. If we put it to glass, it doesn't.
Yep.
But you can't just leave nothing there because it does the same thing. But if you leave nothing there, your memory will get all mushed together and do nothing and mess up.
Yeah.
You need something to be a placeholder. You can use glass, and you can also use glowstone.
Glowstone.
Because glowstone was recently, I think at 1.8 maybe, turned to a transplant block.
Yep.
So that's how that works. And now I'm going to go build the memory cell, or the memory part of it.
Okay.
So I'll get rid of this. I'm always afraid to start like destroying the floor when I'm like that.
Yeah, you break the floor open.
Be creative.
Dang it. Yeah.
Always do that, no matter how hard I try. Alright, so now we got the...
Just make sure you don't punch him while you're at it.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
So what we'll do here is... And this is another big example. Like I said earlier, if it gets jammed, if like both pistons are firing at once, the blue and pink control groups,
Yeah.
it'll get jammed up or spit them out, or not even like move. You have to have 2 missing on these corners for it to work.
Okay.
So you have to, there's 10. If you had both 2 in there, there'd be 6, but it wouldn't work. You'd have to change the whole memory cell cycler.
Okay.
So we gotta put this in here like that. So that's the idea right there.
So the 2 opposite end corners have to be missing.
Right.
Okay.
That allows blocks to still move.
Okay.
And if you think about it, you understand. So let's get this out. So right now I'm just making blank memory because
Yep.
it's all wool. So that's 1 too many. Okay, we're leaving that last block for the glass. It's not even needed, really, because we're not having it carry to anything else.
Yeah.
But we'll
just
need
looks
it in there
good.
we need it in there as a placeholder.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll put the glass in. It's getting packed in here.
Yep.
Alright,
Okay.
like that. So now we have a blank memory cell. This,
Nice.
pretty much, you can hook it up to a lot of stuff. The most common thing to hook it up to is a display. You can hook it up to, like, tic-tac-toe machines, and the way that works.
This is the same way I did my piston door. I did a 3x3 piston door, and this is actually called it's how old school computers worked off of card readers. And it was almost like, you know how the little music box, if you wind it up, it's got the little ticks, and every time a tick goes, it makes the music sound.
Yeah,
Okay, that's exactly how this works.
right. And so it's just like, when you really think about it, it's really simple logic.
It's
Some
very
people don't
simple.
get it until like if you look at it, you'll be like, this is really confusing. But when you sit down and actually look at it, you get it. Let's put these in here. And this black these black circuits are gonna put in, like, they're gonna input through the memory and output,
Okay.
or carry the charge. So we'll put this here. We need a torch. This end. Some wiring. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Alright. Keep going like this. And bingo. So when we get to the glass, we have to flip-flop this little black circuit. And so the repeater will go like this.
Okay.
This is not needed in this particular one, but in other ones, I'll show you in a second. But it's needed to make the next memory cell move. So
Okay.
we'll put a torch here to power that. And now, so we've got that. We can hook up the carry out.
Okay.
So we'll line this right here. And you can see, if you look at it from a side angle, you can see it carrying out, like, straight in a line. Now, what's the easiest way I find to separate the connections is to come down one and have redstone every other spot up here.
Yep.
Because if you have all repeaters, and then you just have a line of repeaters, and you can't really move repeaters that well. They're kind of stuck. And this is the most annoying part about building this particular circuit. You have to come in and redo this whole part. One at a time. So you have